The lost generation, born between 1883 and 1900, lived through relentless hardship. Their early adult years were consumed by World War I, where trench warfare, gas, and mass casualties dominated their daily reality. Just as the war ended, the 1918 flu pandemic swept across the globe, killing millions. Economic collapse soon followed. It's no surprise that many felt adrift, with no clear future to believe in. They expressed their frustration through art and literature. Hemingway, Fitzgerald, and others captured this sense of loss. Their environment bred cynicism, creativity, and a search for meaning in chaos. By 2025, they are history, but they remind us that trauma can shape how people think, behave, and even create. The greatest generation, born 1901 to 1927, were children of the Great Depression and adults of World War II. Scarcity in childhood made them frugal and tough. War demanded sacrifice, teamwork, and courage. When the war ended, they didn't stop. They rebuilt economies, created the UN, and pushed forward with technology like early computers. Duty, loyalty, and responsibility defined them because survival depended on working together. In 2025, very few remain alive, but the systems they built, from social safety nets to global alliances, are still shaping the world. The silent generation, born 1928 to 1945, grew up during economic depression and war rationing. Their environment was strict and disciplined, where wasting resources was seen as dangerous. Coming of age in the Cold War, they learned to stay quiet, avoid risks, and keep their heads down. That's how they earned the name silent. They prized stability, thrift, and modesty, because instability was always close by. As adults, they became the dependable workers, spouses, and community builders of the post-war world. In 2025, they are in their 80s and 90s, remembered for self-control and sacrifice, the people who quietly built the middle class. Baby boomers, born 1946 to 1964, were raised in an environment of optimism. Soldiers came home, families expanded quickly, suburbs grew, and televisions filled living rooms. They were children of prosperity, but also the teenagers of protest. They marched for civil rights, against Vietnam, and for women's rights. Their environment encouraged ambition and gave them resources their parents never had, which made them confident and outspoken. Their size made them powerful, and they shaped politics, business, and culture to match their values. In 2025, they are 61 to 79 years old, retiring in massive numbers, but still setting the tone in debates on healthcare, pensions, climate, and leadership. Generation X, born 1965 to 1980, grew up in a world of change. Divorce rates rose, both parents often worked, and many kids became latchkey children who came home to empty houses. That environment bred independence and skepticism. They grew up with MTV, arcades, and the first home computer, adapting quickly to new technology. They learned not to rely on institutions, but on themselves. Many became entrepreneurs and tech leaders, shaping the internet age. In 2025, they are 45 to 60 years old, often leading organizations. They are known for being practical, adaptable, and resourceful, the bridge between the analog past and the digital present. Millennials, born 1981 to 1996, were raised in a world of rapid change and high expectations. Parents pushed them into higher education, believing it was the key to success. Instead, they hit one crisis after another: 9/11, the War on Terror, and the 2008 financial crash. Many graduated with debt and few job prospects. Their environment forced them to adapt, turning to side hustles, gig work, and technology. They became the first true social media generation, shaping culture with memes and influencers. They value experiences, sustainability, and purpose over status symbols. In 2025, aged 29 to 44, they are raising families, moving into leadership, and pushing for flexible work, environmental responsibility, and more humane workplaces. Generation Z, born 1997 to 2012, never knew a world without smartphones or the internet. Their environment was digital from birth, shaping how they learn, communicate, and think. They multitask across apps and social platforms with ease. But they also grew up with constant headlines about climate change, school shootings, and mental health struggles. This made them socially aware and outspoken, ready to demand change quickly. They expect transparency and authenticity from leaders because they've seen the cost of dishonesty. In 2025, they are 13 to 28 years old, entering adulthood with energy and urgency, driving culture and politics through online platforms. Generation Alpha, born 2013 to 2024, are the first children raised fully in the 21st century. Their environment is one of tablets in classrooms, AI, assistants at home, and games that double as coding lessons. They are comfortable with technology because it has always been there. Teachers report shorter attention spans, but also faster adaptability. They are highly creative and globally connected, forming friendships and ideas across borders. In 2025, they are 1 to 12 years old, still children, but already shaping what learning and creativity look like in the digital age. Generation Beta begins in 2025 and will stretch into the late 2030s. They will be born into homes where AI, smart devices, and mixed reality are everyday tools. Their environment will normalize technology as much as food or water. Their parents, Millennials, and Gen Z are already digital natives, so this will be their baseline. For them, AI will not feel revolutionary. It will feel natural. Their challenges will include questions of privacy, identity, and even what it means to be human. In 2025, they are newborns, but their world promises to be one where science fiction becomes daily life. Every generation is shaped by its environment, wars, recessions, inventions, culture, and family life. These forces explain why each group thinks and acts the way it does. Labels don't decide destiny, but they help us understand the patterns. The real story is how every generation adapts to its world, builds from it, and leaves something behind for those who follow.